If you are a mom who teaches every single class in your homeschool, just know that I think that you are super mom. Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and today I'm doing just a quick video to hopefully encourage you, because I've come to this realization this year and I think I've finally accepted it. I cannot do everything. I cannot teach everything. And I think part of me in the summer has this thing where I get overly ambitious and I have all of these plans in my head, and then when I get to the school year, I'm great for about 2 or 3 weeks until literally anything happens to throw me off. Like I get sick, or the kids get sick, or some kind of life event, doctor's appointment, whatever happens. And then I kind of just get off track and I never get back on track. And the reason why, I've finally figured it out. The reason why is because I take on too much. I bite off way more than I can chew. And then I try my hand at it, and then when it fails, I think I'm a failure. When in reality, I've just taken on way too much as a parent. So this summer, one of my projects has been to not only prep my material, but to make decisions as far as what I'm going to be doing throughout the school year that is reasonable. Now, I do apologize for the lighting in this video. I rely very heavily on sunlight, and I just happen to live in the Carolinas where there's a lot of rain in the summer. So no matter what I put my camera settings on, it's gonna get light and dark, and I really do apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it either. So one of the things that I have been doing, and I'm gonna grab it, is I've been organizing everything into these notebooks, and I have 2 of them. So far, I've only needed 1. I might only need 1 notebook for the entire year, and maybe I'll save this one for next year, but I went ahead and I got 2. And I've showed these in a couple of different videos here lately because they have been so helpful for me as a parent. And basically they are pre-tabbed, which is great because this is a spiral notebook and it's not like a 3-ring binder where I can just snap them in. They're already pre-tabbed, and I have basically one tab is 1 subject for a child. So I had planned on using this one for 1 kid and the other one for the other kid, but I might only actually need 1. So basically what I had to do was I had to decide what subjects will I be teaching. And I finally came to the realization that I have to stop biting off more than I can chew. I have to be realistic about what classes I'm going to be teaching and really figure it out before the school year starts. Now, this was hard for me because as a teacher, I want to teach everything. That's just me, But I have realized that the kids are getting older. They know how to do independent study. I have taught them how to do that. And usually by the end of the year, a lot of subjects they're doing independently, completely devoid of me, other than managing everything, grading the papers, things like that. Basically oversight. But they know how to look at the schedule and see what they're supposed to do for the day, open the books and do them. And I've purchased a lot of curriculum like Generations that not only has that schedule laid out for them, but really encourages that independent study and independent work, which is one of the reasons why I really like them. So with them being able to do that, and me keeping that in mind, I had to choose which subjects I'm going to teach. So basically what I did was I grabbed my Mardell planner. I've showed that planner in tons of videos. And every year I make a list in the back. There's like several blank pages back there. And I basically just list out all the curriculum for each kid, 1 page for each kid. And this year I decided to basically highlight the classes that I'm going to be teaching. And then once I pare those down, and it has to be less than 5 for each kid. I cannot teach 10 classes, that's crazy. I would never get done. School would never get finished. So it had to be less than 10. And I basically did, picking and choosing of which ones I was going to teach. And I had to be very honest and very realistic with myself. And so that meant me taking the books, really looking at the books and saying, okay, is this something he can do on his own? And then I grade the tests. Most of those classes are yeses, but there's some classes that I feel like would benefit from me teaching them. So their science classes I'm going to be teaching, their Bible classes I'm going to be teaching, their literature I'm going to be teaching. And then, I have to look at, are there classes that they can take together? Now, most of the time, because I have one who is in high school and one who is not in high school, that's a complete no. There's not very many classes my kids can do together because they are more than 4 school years apart. It just won't work that way for our family. And even, when they were younger, they didn't particularly like doing classes together because they have such different interests and tastes and learning styles. So a lot of times them doing classes together was not working for my family. I tried. Don't get me wrong, I tried. But a lot of times it just didn't work out for us, and that's totally okay. And if it doesn't work out for you, you don't have to force it. Be okay with saying no to that. A lot of families benefit from family style learning, but a lot of families don't. My family did not. However, there are, I think, 2 classes we might be able to do together this year. And I'm going to try that. I'm going to give it a try. If it doesn't work, I can do something else later. And that I'm giving myself room and allowing myself to say, okay, if I want to try this, but if it doesn't work out, I have this as a backup. This is plan B. So I always have some kind of plan B in the back of my head. So I'm organizing everything. And when I figured out that list, my plan after figuring out the list, after I had these are the classes that I'm teaching, there really wasn't a whole lot. I think there were only 2 or 3 per child. So that really worked out for me. So that means I'm teaching 5 or 6 classes tops, which is more doable than, the years prior that I had in my head. Okay, I have to teach this, and then I'm going to be doing this, and then we have lunch, and then how am I going to squeeze this in? And so I've really simplified everything down for myself. And so far I'm able to fit everything in one notebook. So what I'm doing this summer, and I've mentioned it in other videos if you want to take a look, I am basically going through the first 8 weeks and I'm taking notes in these notebooks here. And I'm basically outlining the entire chapter. And because 1, I don't want to forget it, and 2, I want to be prepared. So I want to know how the curriculum works, and really the only way to know how it works is just to open the books and start reading. Read the teacher material, read the first couple of chapters, and see what they're supposed to do as assignments so you can get a good feel for how that particular curriculum book works and what they expect from the student. And that's been really, really helpful this summer. So far, I have general science done for my 7th grader. I am about halfway through the How Jesus Built His Church for our Bible study. This is from Generations. I also have, let's see, I've done so many that I'm starting to forget. So I also have Not Grass is America the Beautiful. I just finished that one, and I'm actually reading the literature books to go along with that, and I'm almost done with the first book. And then I'm going to be moving on to my high schoolers' books. I'm actually reading John Bunyan's The Holy War because we're going to be doing the Christian classics, or Great Christian Stories. I think it's called Great Christian Stories. So I'm doing that one for him for literature, and I'm getting all of them done, and I'm getting all of the notes in here. And then I'm going to be better prepared for when the school year starts. I'll try to remember to leave the links down below for this notebook. It's on Amazon. It was well worth it. Well worth the cash for this one. I like the pre-tabbed because I can just open it straight up to where I need to go, and everything is really organized in here. And it even has a little pocket in the front too, which I like. So I can put little notes and things like that in here. Anything that I need to remember, I can stick right in here. So these were definitely a good purchase, and I think this is going to be really good for me this year. But I had to be really honest with myself and say, can I do all of this? Is this actually realistic for the way that my family is set up? Not for the family that I want us to be, but actually the way that my family is. I had to ask myself, am I making realistic goals for myself as a homeschool mom? And, you know, just as a parent in general, like, is this going to work for my family? And if not, then I need to reassess it. So, you know, I really looked at the last few years and I tried to identify problems. And hopefully this will fix it. So we will see what happens, but I think that this is gonna be good. I have high hopes. If it doesn't work, then I will figure out something else. But that is the plan this year. I'm going to be teaching less, but at the same time teaching more. So I'm not spreading myself as thin, but I'm going to be able to do more because I have realistic expectations for myself and for my kids. So I'm already outlining what they're going to be doing independently, what we're going to be doing together, and how I'm going to be coming together for the rest of everything else. So we'll see how it works. I will keep you posted, but that's what's going on now. If you are a mom who teaches every single class in your homeschool, just know that I think that you are super mom. However, it just doesn't work for us, especially because I never know if I'm going to be really sick or, you know, what's going to be happening with my health. So I do have to make realistic expectations for myself and my family. And I think that doing this is really going to lay that foundation for us. And I think that this is going to be really good. You know, I'm trusting the Lord that everything's going to work out just fine. But I also want to prepare ahead of time as well for the coming school year. That's all I have for this video. Let me know down below, what do you do? I would love to know what your setup is throughout the year. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.